My name is Arin Lindauer, and you're listening to A Life Without Struggle. I'm a wife, a mother of 2 wonderful children, a 2-time best-selling author, and a highly driven and successful entrepreneur. In my 17-plus year career as a mindset and health expert, I know what holds women back from a life you only dream about. Whether you're a CEO, a businesswoman, or executive, I started this podcast because I have been where you are, and I know you want and deserve more out of your life. I believe women are limitless. We just get lost along the way. The process to get you there is the topic and purpose of this podcast. When you understand what you want, you can truly step into a life without struggle. Welcome, and I'm so thankful you're here. Welcome back to another episode of Life Without Struggle. My name is Arin Lindauer, and super excited to bring a very, very good topic to you here today. This title of this podcast is called Health is Wealth. Now, here, just to give you a little background on this was about 4 years ago. I was having a conversation with a client that I had worked with in our gym, but then years had gone by and we reconnected in an online capacity to coach with each other. And it was just so funny because I kept saying, health is wealth. And then what was interesting is she found it in a magazine and sent it to me. And then I started seeing it literally everywhere. And it was so catchy and it's so important. And so today I want to dig into why your health is wealth. And wealth we can look at in so many different capacities, but how can we have a bank account full of money and not have our health and not be able to do things? I guess maybe that account could then fund the lack of health, but what's fun about that? So let's dig into this. And really the problem that I see is your health really is everything. Yet we put so many other competing priorities in front of our health. We'll work a million hours at the detriment of our own physical abilities, or, what's just one night working late, turns into 2 nights, turns into a lifetime of always working all the time. And we create just this routine that will never allow us to be in the level of health that we should be. And here's the thing that I'll really challenge you with is if you're operating, meaning your body, like your body's operating on all cylinders, you have optimal health, I guarantee you will not have to work as many hours because you're firing on all cylinders. You can get things done. And this whole concept of working 40 plus hours per week, listen, I never get impressed when someone tells me, oh yeah, burning the midnight oil and work until, midnight, or man, I put 60 hours in this week, 80 hours in this week. I'm always just kind of like, man, I'm so sorry. Like, I just don't get down with this concept that we should have to work like that. I just don't think that there's any job under the sun. And now you may say, hey, Arin, you don't understand. You're not in my shoes. And I would challenge you back saying, hey, I guarantee there are multiple times in your day where time is just wasted, where time is not 100% prioritized with the most important things, or we haven't delegated enough of the tasks at hand because maybe we like being busy or we like the responsibility. I had to learn this very, very young, very early in business that I can't do it all, because typically when I was trying to do it all, I didn't do it all really, really well. And I wasn't leveraging a team. I wasn't trusting. I wasn't training. I wasn't taking the additional time to really build someone else up because of my own ego. And that was something that really checked me once I could start to really understand this concept and understand that, hey, I don't need to impress anybody with texting them at midnight or emailing them back at 2 a.m, or, just all this crazy stuff that we tell ourselves is, I'm getting the job done, right? And so I really want to dig into this concept of when you have your health, and you can perform at a high level, will impact everything. Now, I can appreciate when you're not in that space, right? You feel like you've got to work and grind and hustle, and your health takes a back burner. I'm going to tell you the time and effort that you take to step back, to focus on you, will be worth it. The problem that I see in there is we think we can do it all. We think we have to do it all. And that is a very, very challenging space. Now, for someone hearing this for the first time, you are going to be like, this girl's crazy. She has no idea. She doesn't know what my boss is like. She doesn't know what my work entails. And I gotcha. Maybe I don't. But I've been around the sun a couple times now, and I've experienced enough stuff in life that I will never be impressed with how busy you are and the lack of health. I really won't. And I also just don't get down with, why not take care of ourselves at a much, much higher level? Why settle for, hey, I look better, or hey, I, clothes kind of look better, or whatever. Like, why not go all in on you and really see what you're made of, see what you can do? And I mean, this doesn't mean you got to walk around with a six pack, but I'll tell you, a lot of us leave so much on the table when it comes to our health and how we can look and how we can feel and, what size of clothing, et cetera, et cetera. And so something that I wanted to really bring into your awareness here in this message here today is understanding, hey, can't take for granted our health and how it literally will impact everything. I remember years ago, I was sitting down with a prospective client, and she just had shared, hey, I really need to lose some weight. I don't feel good in my own skin. My clothes don't fit very well. I can't, be active. And she had a young daughter at the time. And she said two comments that just sent chills down my spine. And she said to me, I will never forget when I realized that my daughter didn't want me at one of her practices or some event that her daughter was at that other parents would be at, because she was embarrassed about how she looked. And I mean, I gasped when she said this. Now, she goes, my daughter didn't say those words, but I remember her saying, Mom, you don't have to come. And what kiddo doesn't want their parent there? I mean, all of us can appreciate that our kids want us at all of our events, all of our things. And she goes, I really think my daughter's embarrassed with how I look. We continued our conversation. We were continuing just talking about, what she's done in the past, how, what worked, what didn't work, and, why she felt so ready to really get a handle on her health. And the last statement she said to me just pierced my heart. She said, I was going after a really big promotion at work, and she was a very professional woman, had a very, very good job. And she said, this would have been a life-changing career move for me within the company. And she said, I was going up against another woman, and we were both very skilled, credentialed. But she said, I had more experience and I had a better track record, but I am not as fit as she is. And she got the job. Now, can we say that she got the job because she was in better shape? No, there could have been other things, and there's a lot that goes into that. And so this is a very subjective, one-sided, but from this prospective client's viewpoint, she felt that she got passed up because of how she looked. And I will never forget that, because it pierced my heart. It made me so upset for her. From a woman to woman, professionally, this is everything. When we work so hard for where we want to be, where we want to go, the income we want to provide for our family, the impact we want to have on this world. And that just really stung. It really stung in that moment. And of course, I helped her into our program. She lost a tremendous amount of weight, did such an amazing job. But it was just something where I was like, health is your wealth. You've got to take care of yourself, because it's impacting everything. Not only is it impacting, your career, it's impacting your family, it's impacting, how you feel on a daily basis, which is not allowing you to put the best foot forward. And so I know I'm coming pretty hot and heavy at this, but if we don't take care of ourselves, how else is this going to impact you? And your health will give back to you tenfold. It's going to give back to you in energy. It's going to give back to you where, let's say you get a cold or a virus, you don't go down as hard. Even myself, is so funny. Our kiddos just got sick and I was like, oh man, you know how you get sick then when they get sick. And I'm like, nope, I am all safe and healthy. Everything is fine. And sure, I felt a little something, but I was so adamant that no, I'm still getting my sleep, still getting all good food in my body. And so consequently, thankfully, didn't go down. And that I'm so thankful for having a certain level of health. Now, this isn't to say you don't get sick, right? Like things do happen and we're all safe and healthy on this podcast, but stuff does happen. But I want you to understand when you have your health, you handle things way differently. You can handle stress differently. When you're not all inflamed and sleep deprived and frustrated all the time, you can make better decisions. You make better financial decisions. You make, there's so many things that this impacts. And so I know we can't solve this entire problem here on a podcast, but I want to encourage you, as you've heard me say time and time again, and if this is your first podcast, I'm going to put this out there for you, is I want you to create your desired outcome. What is it that you desire, that you want for your health? Do you know how it's going to impact everything? Know how you're going to achieve this higher level of health. See, what happens time and time again in the weight loss health industry is you've got a lot of gurus out there. You've got a lot of people on the internet. You've got a lot of TikToks, a lot of Instagram, Pinterest, all these things coming at you. And I can appreciate, I'm coming at you. But here's the thing. I try to shoot it to you straight that here's what you're going to have to do in order to see this. And don't fall victim to the next fad, to the next, hey, we should do this diet, or hey, give up this food item. That will never, ever serve you. I'm a big no nonsense, no BS approach. And hey, it's going to take time. It is going to take time. Nothing is going to be a quick fix, and you're going to have to adjust in this journey. And that's where I see so many women fail, is they think there's one way to do this and that's it. Or that what got you started and got you to lose the first 50, 100 pounds is what's going to get the next 20, 30 pounds off. And I'm here to tell you it's not. It has to change and it has to evolve. And so you want to get someone in your court, someone who can help you. I offer an online coaching program where I help women do this the right way and do this for life. You've got to change. You've got to change who you are as a person. So I'm curious how your health is your wealth. Do you believe this? Do you believe this, that this is everything, that your income, that your finances, that your relationships are because of having a good health? Having good health provides you what you want in all other aspects. If we put anything else first, now I'll tell you, we can put God first. That's fine there. But if you put anything else, such as your finances, your career, your husband, before your health, you're missing the boat. You're missing the point of this whole conversation. It feels selfish. We always put other people first. And I can appreciate that. As a woman, we do this. It's a program that runs so deep in our DNA. And so I want you to understand that when you know what you want with your health, go get it. Don't have all the knowledge and the feedback of how to do this. Hire someone who can help you. Speed up this process, because the money you invest in you come back tenfold. Every time I've ever invested in myself in any type of coaching program or business coach, I always return. And so this is a challenge for you to ask yourself, is health wealth? And if you believe that and you've been struggling to create that higher level of health and see the positive return on investment, get a professional. And if you haven't done this, I want you to jump into my private Facebook group. This Facebook group is for professional women. It's called Infinite Women Weight Loss and Confidence for Professional Women. And this is where I give a lot of mindset talks. I give a lot of good recipes, just kind of things to think about. And so I'd love to have you in that group. This is 100% on Facebook. And so just search, or you can catch me on any social media. I am simply Arin Lindauer, which is spelled Arin, and Lindauer is spelled Lindauer. Find me. You can find me anywhere. Shoot me a message and let me know how I can help. Because your health really is wealth. I truly believe this. And now that I've said this, you will see this statement or tagline all over, because other people have picked up on this. And it's an extremely important concept that when you can put you first and truly create the desired results that you want in your life, it will impact everything. And it will come back. I promise you, the ROI of where you spend your money on your health come back tenfold. All right, ladies, let's go get them.